Really, I guess this big sissy is having another meltdown. Didn't we just go through this a few weeks ago when he broke up with Matt Taibbi? Let's see what happened. Let's see what happened, y'all.
Oh my God! Breaking news! Oh my God! Holy! Oh my God! Elon Musk is stepping down from Twitter. What's happening, dude? What is happening? 3-minute ad break now is coming. By the way,
he's stepping down as the CEO of Twitter.
Yeah, smoking on that Elon pack.
So now, like he can't.
I mean, he'll still oversee it. He's definitely an awful microman.
No, but he did. You do remember he did that poll, right? When was that? It was like November or December or something. He did the poll, and swore that he would stick to the results of it. And it was, I think the question was something like, "Do you think I should step down as CEO of Twitter?" And the Twitter participants resoundingly voted yes, step down. He said he would honor the results of the poll. They were expecting instant gratification, but it's not that easy to just switch out CEOs that quickly. So here we are in May, and it looks like he's actually, standing by what he said. So maybe this is not a problem. Let's see what happens.
You know what I mean? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I don't know. I mean, he edited it. Maybe he'll edit it again.
Overseeing product, software, and SICE.
Is the new CEO the redheaded libertarian? Oh my God, that'd be so funny. Elon Musk is so horny. He made the redheaded libertarian the CEO. Elon Musk, who has named the new CEO. Last night, there were speculations, and it quickly leaked that this weirdo was going to be the new CEO.
And Julia Borsten's got some confirmation on it. Julia?
Yep, that's right. Elon Musk making it official. He's tweeting out, quote, "I'm excited to welcome Linda Yaccarino as the new CEO of Twitter, saying that she will focus primarily on business operations while I focus on product design and new technology." Musk going on to write, "Looking forward to working with Linda to transform this platform into X, the Everything app." Of course, this comes after earlier this morning, NBC Universal announced that Linda Yaccarino, who has been at the company for 12 years, its ads chief, will be stepping down. And just yesterday, Musk announced that that he had found a CEO for Twitter, and she would be starting in about 6 weeks. So now we have it officially. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out.
What does business operations mean exactly? What does that mean exactly? Like what? Okay, so for example, I worked for a company in the aughts that was an IT staffing company. They had what were called 3 selling CEOs, because that was the area that when they first started their business together, that's what they felt that they were most successful at doing, was actually being account managers and teaching other people how to be account managers. But they felt that their strengths did not lie in actual business operations, which is like overseeing legal, HR, accounting, all of your shared services types of activities, and how the business functions in general. But that's not necessarily what you're bringing to market, right? So that's my question here, is how much oversight will she have in the functionality of the platform? Because as it stands right now, he's ruined it, right? He has ruined it. And in the previous company that I'm making this comparison to, they brought in a COO, Chief Operations Officer, who could oversee those things, while they focused more on what are we delivering to market, right? And how do we sell to our clients? So I'm curious, like, the way this is word soup right now. It's not telling me. Okay, so he's saying new technology, right? He's going to handle new technology. So does that mean you're not going to keep fucking with the current platform? Because this is a mess, you guys. It's a mess what he's done to Twitter. So is Elon trying to turn Twitter into like a Google type of conglomerate that has several other aspects to it? Because that's not what that's not the value of the platform of Twitter right now. Twitter doesn't have all of these other things. Facebook would be another similar example to Google, not as big as Google, I don't think, but they have spent a lot of time buying up other types of social media applications so that they have a lot of features and things too. Twitter has never done this. So is he looking at these other two companies and thinking that he can somehow model the success of Facebook and Google? Is that where we're going?
Of her building up Twitter's ad business after so many advertisers have paused in the wake.
By the way, Elon Musk is a bigger Cinnaboo than me. Okay? Like, everybody always like, Hassan, you love China, you love China, you love eating China, you love eating Xi Jinping's dick, like you're a dick eater. Bro, what he's suggesting with X is literally what China already has. He's trying to do top G shit. The difference is, of course, he's trying to do it through a private corporation, without like any government oversight. Good luck as a really uncharismatic and awful business leader. Good luck to Elon for doing that.
Of Elon Musk taking over.
Julia, thank you. Julia Borston. Clearly, she'll be missed at NBC, but she's a force in the advertising market and in the advertising community. Got a hint? Remember when we covered the possible conference a few weeks ago in Miami when she was on stage with Musk, and he made it clear that he was there to help court advertisers and talk about the strategy there with some of his new content moderation policies, and they had that conversation. They were on stage. Yep. Remember, people were speculating then, but clearly advertising is front and center here, and nobody better.
What do you think, Julia, it does to the emphasis on Twitter Blue, or the $8 a month that you would pay?
Well, I'm just being real as just a business person, and as somebody who studied acting in high school and as a child. That was a dangerous skirt decision. I didn't even watch that interview, but that's a dangerous skirt decision for an on-camera appearance, because we only just saw a couple seconds of it. It looks like you can see straight up to her crotch. I mean, it's okay to show a little bit of leg during an interview, but you do have to be careful about, like, how are you going to be sitting and whether or not people can see straight up. Interesting. This is the equivalent, by the way, of a dude flashing a little, Do you remember the big scene back in the 80s when it wasn't Fatal Attraction, it was the one with Sharon Stone, where she has the very famous scene where she crosses her legs. She switches her legs up, crosses them, and you can see straight up her skirt during the movie. And people were talking about it for months. You younger folks don't remember that. I can't even remember the name of it. It was a Sharon Stone movie. And I think she was the villain in the movie, if I remember correctly. All right.
For certain privileges on Twitter.
Well, it's so interesting because here I think is a major acknowledgement from Musk that advertising really matters. Up until now, Twitter has been entirely an ad-supported platform. He's been working to build up these other revenue streams.
No shit.
The subscription business. She has an understanding of how to get consumers to interact with ads, and I think that he's going to be deploying her to build up and sort of make that ad business strong, while probably in partnership with her, they figure out how to manage the subscription business.
Bro, I love that Elon Musk is demonstrating over and over again that, like, there are reasons as to why a company runs a certain way, okay? Like, every single thing that he came in with, he was like, I'm going to be a game changer, I'm going to change it up, I'm going to change it up, I'm going to switch it up, I'm going to do the switcheroo, was just a major mistake. And step by step, he broke it down only to be forcibly pick up the pieces and put it together again, like a child that broke your favorite, your parents' favorite vase or something. Vase. It's like, oh man, that's crazy. You mean to tell me that the website is wrong on ads? Wow. I want more on this Elon shit. Which, by the way, the person who did this, turns out, the person that he picked is like some Trump supporter. She literally worked for the Trump administration. She follows Cat Turd and a whole bunch of like transphobic people. She's a part of the World Economic Forum. Like, so she's awful for the liberals. The liberals will look at her and go, "This sucks." Pearl Mania covered it without
Hi
pretty
guys,
good
I'm
without
stealing a
yelling.
move from Under the Desk News. Like I'm on the ground right now because it's funny news Thursday night. Elon Musk just announced a little bit ago
Okay,
that
I like that he's not yelling. Yes, let's go.
he's going to be stepping down as CEO in 6
I like that this guy, you when you send me his videos, you're like, he covered it pretty good without yelling. Okay, let's continue.
6 weeks, and people immediately were like, "Oh, okay, that's kind of interesting." And then he said the new CEO will start in 6 weeks, and she is going to be great. Immediately, the blue check marks on Twitter lost their mind. These people paid $8, and suddenly a woman's going to run the company. They were like, "No, a female," and they just went crazy. They started losing their minds. And then 2 hours ago, it was finally leaked who the new CEO is going to be. And it's a woman named Linda Yaccarino. Okay. And people on the left immediately started flipping out. They looked at who she's following on Twitter and they're like, "Yo, there's a lot of crazy right-wing chuds on here." However, the part that's crazy and that Elon picked this person is when you look at her job history. For the last 12 years, she's worked for NBC Universal, which is owned by Comcast. She specifically worked as an ad executive for NBC Universal. That's right. She's been working for the mainstream media, helping corporations to be able to control the actual narrative.
Yeah, so basically his point being is that Elon Musk has for a long time tried to act as though he is anti-establishment, right? And he's going to flip everything over, make everything better, bring back free speech. And he hired a corporate career NBC Universal CEO. Well, she's not CEO. She was an ad exec. So she doesn't even have the bona fides to actually hold a CEO position, especially over a company as large as what we're talking about.
Of what's happened in our media for 12 years. So like people on the right are like, "Oh, that's kind of crazy." And then it came out that she's been an executive chair of the World Economic.
Can I just say something? It's so funny to me that like baboon-brained right-wingers are shocked when they find out that like a neoliberal corporate girl boss has, with a lot of right-wing values, is seen as like the perfect person to promote to this position from Elon, who they weirdly thought was like outside of that corporate neoliberal bubble, when he's a billionaire.
Forum run by Klaus Schwab since 2019.
What are you doing, Hassan? Are you eating some China? That was the weirdest thing I think I've heard out of your mouth. I mean, like, look, I drop a bunch of F-bombs too. I know you do as well. But I've never heard somebody describe eating China. I'm eating China. You're obviously eating something. It's hilarious because this dude Twitches all day long. He's on Twitch for like 8 hours a day. And so he takes his bathroom breaks on air. He's eating his lunch and dinner on air. It's fun. You know what, though? Is it there? Hold up. It's not even there, dude. Where's the webcam of Kaya, of your doggy? All right, let's go.
And guys, I cannot stress to you how funny this is. If you just say the words Klaus Schwab to anyone who cares about conspiracy theories, they will just start foaming at the mouth and their eyes roll in the back of their head and they just go, "Klaus Schwab!" Like, if you don't know who Klaus Schwab is or the World Economic Forum, congratulations. You have a good experience with your parents. Anyway, I started scrolling through her Twitter account. A lot of it I can't see because I don't have a Twitter account anymore. However, I do this little test with some people where I just scroll back to January 6, 2021 because I want to see. I was like, what do you tweet on January 6th, you know? Because maybe she did the Kevin Sorbo where it's like, it's my...
How do you even do that? Like, how do you, is there like a timeline option? How do you even like find date, timestamps, posts like that? Wouldn't you have to have search terms? I know Facebook used to have a feature like that where you could actually look through somebody's timeline based on dates that they posted, but they fucking removed that years ago. I can't even do that to my own timeline.
Happening. Oh no.
She was there. No, I don't know if she was, but it'd be pretty funny if she was.
It was Antifa. Like, one of those type of moves. But it's even funnier for hers because she doesn't have any tweets from January 6th. But she does have tweets on January 12th where she's telling people to make sure that they wear masks and that we have to fight COVID vaccination misinformation. This is who Elon picked. This is who is going to lead. So she's being hired basically to be run out of town by the psychos who've taken over Twitter. Oh, no. So it's just a very, very funny evening. It's going to be so funny. If you're still on Twitter, you should leave it. You really should. Delete your account. They're going to sell your information.
Okay, she's right.
Most of us probably don't have all that much information up there anyway. But, how can you tell us not to watch the train wreck? I mean, isn't there a little fun in this? I really don't get a lot of use out of the news feed anymore or the search options or pretty much anything. It's almost completely not useful. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should delete my Twitter and just wait for people to talk about it on YouTube like you're doing right now.
She worked with Donald Trump. She's a major Trump supporter. Do it. Oh, man, what are you, crazy? It's like one of my largest platforms. It's what I use to aggregate news. I don't give a shit that it sucks dick. I want it to be fixed. I want it to be fixed so I can use it again like I once did. It's a very valuable resource, okay? There's going to be a Spaces, as in tonight. I've been watching videos of her all day. I've seen and heard enough. Oh, my God. Elon Musk made his bed with the dumbest people. And now those idiots who don't understand how companies are run, by these ghouls, these ghoulish figures who have identical political perspectives to them, by the way, are upset. Budweiser 2.0 coming soon. And this is hilarious because Linda, who I'm sure sucks ass, can't just go off and behave like Elon Musk and be like, no, you don't understand. I hate trans people. Actually, she can't do that. You want to know why? She can follow libs of TikTok, but she can't come out of the gates and swing like that because then she'll lose her valuable contracts and multiple decades long relationships that she has cultivated with the agencies. Her job is to literally be the foil. Her job is to literally be the mainstream figure with established relationships with Ogilvy, so that they can bring these back on the platform, so you're not seeing the same Jesus actually did something called Agape, getjesus.com ads. I don't want to see those ads anymore, man. What the f are my cookies doing? That they think I want to see Jesus Christ.
He's stepping down as the CEO. He said that he's bringing in an unnamed woman to take over the job, and
Elon Musk is stepping down as CEO of Twitter and appointing a random unnamed woman, so I think Twitter is probably going to fail within the next year. And this is not that I think that she's not up to the task. This is a phenomenon identified in 2005 called the glass cliff. This is basically when male leaders make a huge mess, they leave, and then they appoint a woman CEO and blame the whole thing on her. Researchers who came up with the term glass cliff back in 2005 did a study of companies that appointed women as CEO. And what they found is that those companies were significantly more likely to have had some sort of dire financial straits or significant struggles in the prior months before their appointment. So what are they doing at Twitter? Taking out a male failed leader and appointing a woman to clean up his mess. I know he has plenty of stands everywhere, but he is not the type of person to do this out of the goodness of his heart. So in a year, when Twitter files for bankruptcy, he has someone to blame.
Do you see that Elon is going to remove
Well, there's more than that, too. There are specific types of CEOs, too. You bring in specific types of CEOs depending on where a company is going. So, for example, you have growth CEOs. When I worked for Ingram Micro, we had Jerry Stead during our growth period. And then as soon as we had an economic downturn in the late 90s when the dot-com crash happened, he left and they brought in a different CEO whose name is escaping me now, who was a reorganizing CEO. That was his specialty, was layoffs and cuts. That's usually how companies operate, but I've never heard of this glass cliff thing before. setting women up for failure. Wow. That's a new concept to me. So it sounds like, from what he was saying, it sounds like it is actually a fairly new concept of bringing in a female CEO to clean up the mess after men fuck up a company, so that they get all the blame. I'm not surprised that men would do this to us, because y'all assholes this way. I just had never heard of that concept before, because I've yet to actually work for I take that back. I did work for a company that had a female CEO, and she actually did very well. And the reason she left is because she was part of a deal where our company was acquired by another conglomerate. So there was a reorganization that way. Like, her skills were not only advancing our technology to the point that we looked very financially wonderful to the industry, but also in helping to facilitate the deal in which several upper leadership got golden parachutes on the way to a merger with a different company. So a lot of older people got to retire early, and I'm sure they were fine with that, you guys.
The likes tab. Megaphonics. You gotta stop. Just because we're covering a little bit of Elon doesn't mean I need to know every single thing that Elon Musk is saying, with your additional speculation on what his motivations are. Oh my God, I thought you blocked this guy.
Here for the Dunkin' Run campaign commercial. It's a great deal. A large coffee, a donut for a buck.
I
do know you. Departed.
Guy, why are you like this? M Hut says, calling it now, the prominent Twitter blue checkies like Cat Turd are gonna unsubscribe and use some emote like a red X as an indicator that they do not comply. Oh, dude, that's so awesome. And you're so right. Too early to get libbed up, Haas, please. What? I don't think you need the, Stanford business analysis like the Glass Cliff or whatever to recognize that Twitter has been failing for a minute now, and that it doesn't really matter, and that whoever Elon put into that position was coming in to take the blame, because Elon Musk is not exactly, fond of doing that sort of thing. He's incapable of that. Which, why the fuck would he? He can get away with it. And he thinks maybe she will be able to pull off the impossible. She thinks maybe Elon will be able to pull off the impossible and bring advertisers back onto the platform, which, I don't think he will. But I do love the idea that, I do love the liberals who are shocked that, a person in...
Well, the only way that's going to happen is if she has, she's going to have to set up some councils with the top advertisers and have general conversations with them, right? So basically what she's going to have to do is fill up a boardroom with the heads of Pepsi and Coke and Disney and all the main advertisers that used to spend money on Twitter, and say, talk to me about where we went wrong and how we can change it to make it better, and get their feedback. Once she gets their feedback, she's going to have to figure out how to incorporate that into the business model. That's the only way you save Twitter at this point. And I imagine that's probably the approach she'll take if she's smart about this. Otherwise, she must be getting a lot of money just to be a fall guy, right?
WEF could possibly also hold these incredibly hostile ideas, hostile to trans people, or follow all these weirdos, right? And be a right winger. I also love the conservatives that were like, wait a minute, Elon Musk is selling out. He's a billionaire, dog. He's not selling out. He's selling in.
Right.
He's been the system since the beginning. You just never thought so because he said the things that you agree with. Just because he says interesting every time someone's like, Carl Schwab is, eating, babies for fun at the World Economic Forum. And he goes, interesting. Something to consider. Looking into this.
Right.
Underneath dumbass articles like that. Doesn't change the reality that he is a billionaire. The World Economic Forum is built for him. Is built and designed for people like him. It is to uphold the billionaire hegemonic status. It is to uphold capitalism. You just are too stupid to recognize it. This is why I always say everyone's a liberal. Everyone is a neoliberal. Doesn't matter what your personal policy positions are. Doesn't matter what your, doesn't matter what your projects are. You know what I mean? Your little pet projects on the side are. No matter. You're a liberal. She's a liberal. Elon's a liberal. They're all liberals in the economic sense, not in like the IDPAL sense. I don't give a shit about that. No one cares. All that stuff is just a distraction.
Well, if you're talking about this in the economic stance, then what you're talking about are neoliberals. That's different. I just find it wild that you keep throwing that word around like a hate term, like a derogatory statement, when I think what you're referring to is neoliberal, right? Third way bullshit. I think that's where you're going, right? You're talking about everybody who is part of the corporate class, who's benefiting by increasing the wealth gap. That's not traditionally, I don't think, what we use the word liberal for, Hassan. So maybe, I don't know, maybe you need to like check a dictionary or something, and maybe I do. I have no idea, but I don't think that you're using that word appropriately.
I'm a pretty boy. Pizza Hut melts. Enough for two?
I guess we're done.